Welcome to a journey through the fascinating history of the Babylonian Empire. In this video, we'll unravel the tales of power, culture, and innovation that defined one of the most influential civilizations in ancient Mesopotamia. From the legendary reign of Hammurabi to the enduring legacy of Nebuchadnezzar I, the Babylonian Empire's saga is woven with triumphs and challenges. Join us as we explore the architectural wonders, legal advancements, and cultural treasures that have left an enduring imprint on the pages of history. Get ready to step back in time and discover the captivating story of the Babylonian Empire, a civilization that shaped the course of human development. But before we get started, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss out any episode. Let's get started. The rise of the First Babylonian Dynasty. After the fall of the Akkadian Empire, the Sumerians became prominent with the Third Dynasty of Ur in the late 22nd century BCE. They managed to push out the Gutians, who were considered barbarians, from the southern region of Mesopotamia. However, the Sumerian Ur III dynasty eventually collapsed in 2002 BCE due to conflicts with the Elamites, another Semitic group. The ongoing struggles between the Amorites, who were nomads from the west, and the Assyrians continued until Sargon I took control of Assyria in 1920 BCE. He decided to withdraw Assyria from the region, leaving the Amorites in charge during what is now known as the Amorite period. One of the Amorite dynasties played a significant role in the formation of the city-state of Babylon around 1894 BCE. This city-state would later rise to prominence, absorbing other city-states and establishing the First Babylonian Empire, also known as the Old Babylonian period. The process began when a leader named Sumuabum took control of the relatively small city of Babylon from the neighboring Mesopotamian city-state of Kazallu around 1894 BCE. Despite his influential role, Sumuabum never received the formal title of king. The Babylonians under Hammurabi. Babylon started off as a relatively unimportant place and remained that way for about a century after it was established. The game changer came when a leader named Hammurabi took charge as the sixth ruler from the Amorite group, ruling from 1792 to 1750 BCE. Hammurabi proved to be a capable and efficient leader, introducing a strong central government that included a system of taxation. Under Hammurabi's rule, Babylon gained independence from Elamite dominance and expanded its influence to encompass the entire southern Mesopotamian region, bringing stability and earning the name Babylonia. Hammurabi's military forces were disciplined and well organized. He successfully conducted campaigns into areas like modern-day Iran, defeating various groups such as the Elamites, Gutians, and Kassites. In the Western Front, Babylon under Hammurabi's leadership achieved victories against places like Syria and the formidable kingdom of Mari. Additionally, there was a prolonged conflict with the old Assyrian Empire for control over Mesopotamia and the Near East. Despite Assyria's earlier dominance in parts of Asia Minor, Hammurabi managed to compel the Assyrian king, Mut-Ashkur, to pay tribute to Babylon around 1751 BCE. This move resulted in Babylonia gaining control over Assyria's long-standing colonies in Asia Minor. A noteworthy achievement during Hammurabi's reign was the creation of the Code of Hammurabi around 1754 BCE. This code comprised 282 laws with punishments varying based on social status, embodying the principle of an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. Almost half of the laws dealt with contractual matters, while a significant portion addressed issues related to households and family relationships. Before Hammurabi's era, the primary cultural and religious center in southern Mesopotamia was the ancient city of Nippur, where the god Enlil held supreme authority. However, Hammurabi shifted this honor to Babylon, making it a holy city where any legitimate ruler of southern Mesopotamia had to be crowned. Hammurabi transformed Babylon from a minor administrative town into a major city, undertaking substantial construction projects that significantly increased its size and population. The decline of the First Babylonian Dynasty. Despite Hammurabi's success in battles, the southern part of Mesopotamia faced a significant challenge. It lacked natural boundaries that could provide defense against potential attacks. This vulnerability became evident after Hammurabi's death, when his empire started falling apart rapidly. His successor, Samsu-iluna, 1749-1712 BCE, faced the loss of the far south of Mesopotamia to a local Akkadian king named Ilum-Ma'ili. This region then became the Sealand dynasty, remaining independent from Babylon for a lengthy 272 years. The troubles continued for both the Babylonians and their Amorite rulers, as they were pushed out of Assyria to the north by a governor named Puzur-Sin around 1740 BCE. Although Amorite control endured, it was now limited to a much smaller Babylon. When Samsu-iluna's successor, Abi-Eshu, attempted to reclaim the Sealand dynasty for Babylon, he faced defeat at the hands of King Damki-ilishu II. By the end of Abi-Eshu's rule, Babylonia had shrunk, and it had become a relatively feeble nation, resembling its early, less influential days. The fall of the Kassite dynasty and the rise of the second dynasty of Isin. After the downfall of Hammurabi's first Babylonian dynasty, the Babylonian Empire entered a phase of weakened rule under the Kassites. This period of Kassite rule endured for an impressive 576 years, making it the longest dynasty in Babylonian history. However, the Kassite dynasty eventually faced challenges that led to its decline. The loss of territory and a weakened military were key factors that contributed to the downfall of the Kassite dynasty. This decline in power also had a visible impact on literacy and culture in the region. The once flourishing aspects of Babylonian society experienced a notable reduction during this period. In 1157 BCE, Babylon faced a significant event when it was conquered by Shutruk-Nahunta from Elam. This marked a turning point in the history of Babylon as it transitioned under the control of a new ruling power, closing the chapter on the extensive period of Kassite rule. After the Elamites lost control over Babylonia, a leader named Marduk-kabit-ahishu took charge and founded the second dynasty of Isin around 1155 to 1139 BCE. This dynasty was significant because it was the first group of native Akkadian speakers from South Mesopotamia to rule over Babylon, and they maintained their rule for about 125 years. Marduk-kabit-ahishu successfully ousted the Elamites from Babylonia and prevented any potential return of the Kassites. However, during his reign, he engaged in a war with Assyria. Initially, he had some success, but ultimately he suffered defeat at the hands of the Assyrian king Ashur-dan I. After Marduk-kabit-ahishu, his son Iti-Marduk-balatu took over in 1138 BCE, and a year later in 1137 BCE, Ninurta-nadin-shumi became the ruler. The events marked a period of political change and conflict in Mesopotamia, with power shifting between different rulers and dynasties. The struggle against Assyria was part of this larger political landscape, showcasing the complexities of power dynamics in the region during that time. The reign of Nebuchadnezzar I and his sons. Nebuchadnezzar I, who ruled from 1124 to 1103 BCE, was a notable leader of the second dynasty of Isin. During his reign, he achieved remarkable feats. He successfully fought against and defeated the Elamites, expelling them from Babylonian territory. Not only that, but he also went further, invading Elam itself, capturing its capital Susa and reclaiming the important statue of Marduk, which had been taken from Babylon. In the later years of his rule, Nebuchadnezzar I focused on peaceful projects and ensuring the security of Babylonia's borders. His construction activities, such as the Aketus-Hagel-Tila temple in Babylon and the Enlil temple in Nippur, are commemorated in inscriptions. After Nebuchadnezzar I, his sons Enlil-nadin-apli (1103–1100 BCE) and Marduk-nadin-aha (1098–1081 BCE) took over. Enlil-nadin-apli lost territory to Assyria, and Marduk-nadin-ahi engaged in war with Assyria. Although they initially had some success, Assyria under Tiglath-Pileser I defeated them and annexed significant portions of Babylonian territory, expanding the Assyrian Empire. This military defeat was followed by a devastating famine in Babylon, and the region was further weakened by attacks from Semitic Aramean tribes from the west. In 1072 BCE, King Marduk-Shapik-Zeri signed a peace treaty with Ashur-bel-kala of Assyria. However, subsequent Babylonian rulers faced challenges. Kadazman-Burias's actions led to an Assyrian invasion of Babylonia, resulting in the placement of an Assyrian-backed ruler on the throne. Assyrian dominance persisted until around 1050 BCE, with Babylonian kings considered vassals of Assyria. After 1050 BCE, Assyria faced internal strife, allowing Babylonia to regain a degree of independence for a few decades. Despite this period of relative autonomy, Babylonia soon confronted new issues. From around 1026 to 911 BCE, the region experienced repeated incursions from Semitic nomadic groups, including the Arameans, Chaldeans, and Suteans, migrating from the west. This tumultuous period brought chaos and upheaval to Babylonia. In conclusion, the Babylonian Empire left an indelible mark on history, shaping the course of Mesopotamian civilization. From the illustrious reign of Hammurabi to the cultural flourishing under the Kassites and the subsequent challenges faced by leaders like Nebuchadnezzar I, Babylonia's journey is a captivating tale of triumphs and tribulations. The empire's architectural marvels, legal advancements, and cultural contributions resonate across time. As we delve into the rich history of the Babylonian Empire, we gain insights into the complexities of ancient governance, the resilience of its people, and the enduring legacy that continues to influence our understanding of this fascinating period in human history.